So, to find the measure of one interior angle, you're going to do n minus 2 times 180 divided by n. So in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So we have 6 minus 2 times 180 all over 4, or all over 6. My bad. So if I type that in, I get that each of these angles is 120. That means this one would have to be 60, and this one here would be 60 to make the 120 angle there. Now I want to find my height here. My apothem is my height. So what I have is a 30, 60, 90 degree triangle. Now I know that each of my bases is 10. And because the apothem hits my side at the midpoint, this one is 5 and 5. So I know that this is 5. Now this is my short leg. That means that this is 10, which makes sense because this would be an equilateral triangle. And this height would be 5 square root of 3 using our special right triangles. Now, for our area is going to be equal to the perimeter times the apothem divided by 2. Now our perimeter is 10 times 6, which is 60, times 5 square root of 3 all over 2. 5 times 60 is 300, divided by 2 is 150, square root of 3, and our units are inches, so we'll have inches squared. Alright, checking out this one. Alright, each side length is 15. We're going to use their same formula here. The measure of one of our interior angles is going to be, we have 8 sides, so 8 minus 2 times 180 divided by 8. Gives me 135. So each whole angle is 135. That means that this piece of the angle will be half of that, which is 67.5. And so what I get is I have a triangle with 67.5 here, and I know that this is going to be half of my 15, which makes that 7.5, and I want to know my height. This is my opposite side. I know my adjacent, so I'm going to use tangent of my angle is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So tangent my angle. My angle is the 67.5. My opposite side is my unknown x, and my adjacent side is 7.5. To get x by itself, I'm multiplying both sides by 7.5. I get 7.5 times the tangent of 67.5 gives me x. So, making sure that my computer's in degrees, my calculator here, 7.5 tangent of 67.5 gives me 18.11. So now for my area. We need our perimeter times our apothem. So I have 15 times 8 is going to be my perimeter. That's 120 times my apothem, 18.11, divided by 2. Should be 1086.6 millimeters squared. Alright, we have a regular triangle. That means it's an equilateral. Equilaterals are 60, 60, 60. I want to find my apothem. That means this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Each length is 36. Half of 36 is going to be 18. 18. So this here is going to be 18 divided by the square root of 3. Now I can multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 3 so that I get 18 square root of 3 times 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6 square root of 3 is my apothem. Because if I multiply 6 square root of 3 times the square root of 3, I can see that I get my 18 here. So my area, I have 36 times 3 is my perimeter, times my apothem, which is 6 square root of 3 divided by 2, which gives me this. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave off my square root of 3 here. So it's going to be 324 times the square root of 3. And you can see if I add back in, if I do 324 square root of 3, it's the same number that we had before, and this is going to be in feet squared. All right. So hopefully that helps clarify some things, but make sure that when we're setting these up, that we are we're figuring out our angle using our formula. So here we would have 10 sides, so 8 times 180 over 10, or we get 144. So you're creating your 72 degrees would be half of your interior angle. We're going to use half of the base, 12, and then you're going to use tangent to figure out your apothem each time. So we get 12 tangent of 72 gives us an apothem of 36.9. It's 3, and then you'll be able to find your area. So you have the rest of these to finish out as your homework. Hopefully this is helpful.